Here's my hot take is that it has never been harder to keep people's attention. If you are a communicator, and I would say if you are a leader, you're a communicator, you are going to need to fight for people's attention. Later today, I'm going to drive across town about 20 minutes, and I'm going to pass about 5 or 6 coffee shops that I like and have good coffee to get to a coffee shop that provides a better experience. We are living in what people have coined the experience economy. About 20 years ago, 2 guys wrote a book that changed my life, and it's called The Experience Economy. In fact, I think it's 25 years ago now, right around 2000, these guys wrote a book saying that we're beyond a service economy and we are actually in an experience economy. So many of the things that they said have actually happened throughout that book. This past week, I got the opportunity to be with a team, and I had 7 hours, and they said, go, talk to us about anti-burnout. But instead of talking at them, monologue, or just talking with them, doing discussion of dialogue, I did what I am now calling trialogue. So instead of just 3 people talking, I use the word trialogue to mean teaching, then dialogue and discussion, and an experience, other elements. Here's my hot take is that it has never been harder to keep people's attention because we're also in the attention economy. People are literally grabbing our attention wherever they can. We've got these computers in our pockets. And if you are a communicator, you have to work so hard for people's attention because we've got distractions in our pocket. We've got YouTube or emails or texts or any number of things to doom scroll on as people are talking. It used to be if you had some good information that you could probably keep people's attention pretty well for a while. But we are having to fight harder and harder as the synapses are going, the dopamine is going, the new opportunities and dings and hits are coming up faster and faster. If you are a communicator, and I would say if you are a leader, you're a communicator, you are going to need to fight for people's attention. So instead of just monologuing at you here, in just a minute, I'm actually going to invite somebody here into our studio to talk about something that I experienced yesterday as a participant. It's one thing to host something and to say that was incredibly engaging and I got good feedback. It's a whole nother thing to say I walked into an experience and I was captivated by it. I was engaged by it. I had conversation. I got new insights. I learned things. And it was not monologue of him talking at me, not dialogue inviting us to discuss, but it was monologue followed with dialogue, ultimately landed in Trialogue, which was a truly immersive experience. And I believe this is the future of communication. In fact, I believe the great communicators are doing this now. And we've got some great things working for us to be able to do this, like video, like the idea of making rooms smaller, the idea of mastermind groups growing more and more, people wanting to gather around and discuss, especially in private zones that you can go beyond just information. But I believe we're past the information age and we are into the transformation age where people truly are looking for transformation. AI is doing a phenomenal job at grabbing and collating or synthesizing information, but it's simply not enough to get more information. People are longing for transformation. I see it every week as a coach. I watched it with people as they are supporting one another and discussing and having time to unroll a topic. And now we'll see that the best communicators in the present and in the future are ones that are actually creating experiences for people. These are immersive experiences. By the way, think about how much we pay every year. How much do you pay from your budget from immersive experiences? The trip that you're taking to Disney, an immersive experience. People pay thousands or tens of thousands for that. And I'm going to welcome you into an immersive experience. So come on in. This is my friend, Jessie Martin. He's coming on in the studio and we're just going to keep this thing rolling. All right. So I bragged on you as I walk into this space yesterday. We were in our co-working space right here inside of that studio. The place is set up. We got flowers, real flowers on the tables. Things were set. Yeah, books over there that I'm curious what's going on. And then you pull out the Chick-fil-A. So we're eating breakfast. You're serving us as you're having us discuss, where in the world did you learn how to create these incredible immersive experiences?
Lots of people, lots of great mentors. Chick-fil-A being the longest and strongest. Yeah,
Over 10 years, high level management at Chick-fil-A. What was the biggest thing you learned about experiences during your time there?
I love that they focus on this word remarkable. We want people to remark about this experience when they leave. So what can we do? Even though we're fast food, what can we do to make it like a dining experience that's high end, even though it's fast food? So walking out with an umbrella in the rain, like I said, I've been at Ruth Chris, dropped 200, $400 for steaks. Nobody walks outside in the rain. I'm finding in my car, but at Chick-fil-A, $15, somebody's getting soaked, and sometimes in the freezing rain. So the umbrella, or like the pepper grinder I talked about, going around, and if you order a salad and they say, hey, would you like some fresh ground pepper?
Pepper grinder is like huge. Like you could beat a man with it.
Right. Yeah, no, it's just it's the surprise and delight that people will remark about it later. I heard a quote from someone yesterday at the meeting. They said, from John Marsh, "We thought about you before you got here."
Mm.
And there was a lot of intentionality. Hey, let's have this place clean and ready to go. And what can we do to wow them, to surprise and delight, would be our language before they leave.
They're walking in from dropping off kids at school. Maybe they're getting beat up in their business right now. I mean, it's handing it to so many people right now. Maybe they're discouraged. Maybe they took the 1 hour that they could to slide it around in their schedule to walk in to say, this better be amazing. If you're going to drive across town, when I charge for my events and experiences, I'm thinking, dang, like this is a lot of trust that they've given me. Not necessarily pressure. It's a lot of trust. You're a speaker and a coach. So talk about how you're kind of playing with some experiences as you go into different environments. How are you going to transfer basically the pepper grinder and the umbrella at Chick-fil-A over into the experiences with people?
Yeah, great question. I am still learning it. I'm a novice at it, but there was a speaker that I was meeting with to try to figure out how to get in his world, and he's living large, and has a great life. And I was trying to get with a meeting with him forever. He's on a lot of speaker bureaus, so forth. So I was like, how can I use hospitality? What can I do? And he posts a lot about daddy-daughter dates with donuts. And he's got a lot of followers, and that's a big thing for him. So I came back here. I went to Krispy Kreme. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I went to Hertz Donuts. If you're not local, that's a local place for us. Crazy 24/7 donut place.
Great, and it hurts later.
Yeah, it's not good for you. And so I went to those 4 places. I put a box together. I put a hat together. I bought cups from all those, and I bought $25 gift cards from all those places. Sent it to him. Now just know this guy, he does $500,000 a year in speaking, and he doesn't coach at all. And this is the comment I got back. Dude, I've never got a better present in my life. We could definitely hang out.
Yeah. You gave me a gift card, of which I take my sons out, took both sons out actually with that gift card. And I have an experience to remember to say, oh, you gave that to us. So it actually can be pretty simple, but it was as simple as, I do a lot of Chipotle dates with my boys. And so just listening to that. So remarkable can just be that little thing. Oh, I can't believe you remembered in that.
Yeah, we had a family come in, and they had missed a birth date, and a guest, a dining room host, hears that from the guest. She comes and tells me, she's like, hey, this family missed a birthday party. Boom. We go get a tray. Our ice cream is not expensive. It's not super, super nice. But we made like 6 ice creams. We put chocolate on some, sprinkles on the other, and just brought it out. So that's probably like $12, not that much money. But they didn't ask. They don't know we know, but we listened, and we surprised and delight and put on their, they're like, what's this for? Hey, we heard you missed a birthday party. Well, dude, they're just raving about it.
Amazing. I mean, if you think about it, if you're a speaker that's ever paid, you're paid big money for somebody to speak. Hundreds or even thousands of dollars to go speak, to go train. What's $12 and an hour or 2 to go drive around town, right? To get that thing and say, you've got them. So kind of the term that I'm playing with, and I talked about here first, monologue, I'm going to talk at you, dialogue, you're going to invite discussion. Trialogue, you're going to throw something else in there that's immersive to go, whoa, that kind of jars people. And so for me, it was a breakfast to go, you didn't tell me breakfast is coming. And to go, oh man, that's amazing. I don't eat a good breakfast that often, no offense to my smoothie, but I was like, oh man, okay, I'll eat your real breakfast this morning. You're also serving us as we are doing that. It's not something that a speaker does. So first of all, huge potential over there.
Hmm.
Great to be in the room for those. And I think if we're a leader, we're a learner. So we never get beyond that. I love being in environments that I want to be in and can create those here in our co-working space. I know you've read a lot on this. A lot of people have shaped you on this, whether it's a book, people at a distance, or people up close. Who should we be paying attention to that can help us create better experiences as leaders?
Yeah. So Danny Myers, who mentored Will Cadera, who's famous for Unreasonable Hospitality, that's my new favorite business book.
So good.
It was 5 Dysfunctions of a Team for 20 years. That was my favorite book by Patrick Lencioni. I know you've had him on the podcast, but his other book, Naked, a lot of people don't know about. And I would say Naked is my book for hospitality for him, because even he, as a high-end consultant, talks about when you're at the event, he serves. He goes and picks up trash. He's like, help take the weight off the event planner. Even though you're the speaker, that's so rare and uncommon, they'll always want you back. So I stole that from him and Naked and that book that he wrote. But Danny Myers, Setting the Table, huge. He's the guy that really teaches your guests are second and your team is first, because a cared for people will care for people.
Yep. And if they feel safe, they're going to bring out the best. And in this age of you can do and say whatever you want without boundaries, no, I'm sorry. You can't do that to my neighbors. You can't do that to my team. We will not continue to serve you if you behave that way. And we need more and more people to step up and say, nope, that's part of hospitality. So I love that. That definitely stuck out. You have a bright future in terms of combining and synthesizing those things, because I think we're longing for it in huge ways. We're spending thousands of dollars to go to Disney World for an immersive experience, to go across the country, to sit, long lines when it's hot. How much more, whether it's $15 at Chick-fil-A or having somebody come in. Don't get me started with team trainings. Most of them are completely boring, completely useless, because they are monologue, and people are like, I can get the best information on a podcast for free or an Audible for $12, and I can listen to it in my car on the way over here. Give me something that I can't get anywhere else, where humans are together in an age of AI, in an age of disruption. Friends, I believe it's time. So here's the challenge for this taking steps. The challenge is for you as a communicator. Again, you're a leader, you're a communicator, leading the next meeting or leading the next talk. The challenge is to create an immersive experience somehow when you could have just told them the information. Turn monologue into dialogue, discussion into trialogue, something that is unexpected that brings surprise and delight. We'll catch you on the next Taking Steps.